Welcome in, guys, to another episode of the Michigan Recruiting Report. This is a special edition of the Michigan Recruiting Report because alongside me is not my co-host. It's actually new Michigan commit, Brady Hart. Brady, how's it going?
Going good. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. You got the Michigan polo ready? You're a
Oh yeah,
true
you know it.
Michigan
Gotta
man.
get dripped out.
Yeah, definitely. So you just committed this week. So, I mean, it sent shockwaves throughout the recruiting world. I don't think many people expected it. And even when I talked to you, when I visited you in the spring, you kind of said you wanted to take your time with it a little bit. And then there was a Clemson prediction and people got a little afraid of that. You made the visit to Michigan, you committed to Michigan. So why was Michigan the pick? I'll let you take it away.
Yeah. So just a big thing for me was what is the culture like? How am I going to fit into that program and the team? And obviously, I loved Clemson. We made a bunch of trips around the country, but obviously, I loved Clemson and really did like a bunch of other schools too. But like Clemson had a really good culture to it too. I mean, credit to that staff; they're amazing staff. But Michigan, when we went to Michigan, it had a great culture and really liked Coach Moore and Coach Campbell, and those guys are amazing. And yeah, it was just a perfect fit for me as a person and a player.
Awesome. So we had obviously that interview with you over there, a ton of content over at thewolverine.com. So for those that haven't subscribed, head over to thewolverine.com. Use the promo code UM1 for $1 for 2 months at thewolverine.com. And remember to like this video and subscribe. So we'll continue, Brady. Sorry for the promo there, but we'll continue here. Your recruitment was interesting, or your commitment was interesting because obviously you visited Michigan. You ended up going to Ohio State, getting an offer. You went home from the Columbus airport. You actually didn't get to go home. You committed right before going home at the Columbus airport. Just talk to me about the craziness of that process since you didn't commit on the spot at Michigan and, you ended up taking a little bit of time. How did it all kind of play out that day?
Yeah, so we were kind of wrapping up our visits in June, and Ohio State was kind of our last stop. And it was something I had to see before I made my commitment. And I just felt like Michigan was home, just an amazing place, and I couldn't wait another minute to call Coach Moore and tell him that we want to be a part of it.
Awesome. So it was interesting because the way it played out is you did the post-visit interview with me, or actually you posted the Ohio State offer. You did the interview with me. And I think you said your very next call was to Sherrod Moore to commit to him, right?
Yeah.
So it was funny because I heard such excitement in your voice, and I know you didn't want to tell me you were about to commit and stuff. Yeah. So, what was it like just talking to me, then calling Sherrod Moore? Talk about that.
Exactly, because I wasn't going to announce it right away. I was just kind of had it planned out. Was probably going to do it on the 4th of July and kind of announce it then. But I knew that once I called Coach Moore, it would be really hard for me to not. Like, I was so excited and pumped to be part of that team and part of that recruiting class that I don't think I could have held it in for that long. So I told Coach Moore that night. I called all the coaches that have recruited me and thanked them just for the whole process and the time they put in, and then we kind of moved into the process, and I was like, all right, I think I'm gonna announce it. We had a 7-on-7 tournament at FAU, so flew home and then went to a 7-on-7 tournament the next day for our high school, and I was like, I gotta announce it. Like I'm gonna tell my teammates that I committed, and then get a head start on building this class and start recruiting some guys. And that was kind of the gist of it for sure.
We've seen Sherrod Moore get pretty emotional before, and he's obviously a guy that's very passionate about the recruiting trail. What was his reaction when you called him and told him I'm a Wolverine?
Oh yeah, he was stoked. He was going. He was having a good time for sure. He was hooping and hollering, and it was great to see that excitement from your coach, from a guy that recruited you, and it's great to see that staff like believes in what's ahead for this program.
So you obviously made that visit, and even though you didn't commit on that spot right there in Ann Arbor, it played a massive role. It was your first time there. What really stood out about the visit and really moved the needle for you and put Michigan in that pole position?
Yeah, the big thing for me was just, I mean, it's obviously it's far. I mean, living in Florida, it's far away. It's the weather is not what I'm used to, and um, I'm a Florida boy, and it's that's something that I got to get used to. But the biggest thing for me was just seeing there has to be something special there for me to go out of my comfort zone and all the way across the country to a place like that. And I mean, I got a special feeling when I was there, just with the enthusiasm in Coach Moore and Coach Campbell, and just the excitement they had about what's to come. Like that was huge, really encouraging for me to see that, and just kind of talk some ball with Coach Campbell, and just talk about how he develops quarterbacks. And that was definitely the highlights of the trip.
Talk a little bit about Coach Campbell. He's come in and really turned around quarterback recruiting, landing Carter Smith this cycle and now landing you as well. Some big wins for him on the recruiting trail. What makes Coach Campbell such an effective recruiter? Why were you able to mesh with him so well?
Yeah, he's a really personable guy. He's that type of guy that you can just talk with all day. He's really personable, and that's huge for me. I mean, you want your coach to be a guy you like, a guy you want to be around with every single day, a guy you can call at 12 o'clock and ask plays or ask coverage or read. And he's definitely that type of guy, and he cares about you as a person and a football player, but he cares about you more as a person than he does a football player. And that's a huge thing for me. And I'm really excited to be coached by him and here in the next couple of years.
What about Sherrone Moore, just as a person? You talked a little bit about his reaction and everything, but what was it like getting to sit down and get to know him a little bit?
Yeah, so he's way better than I've heard. Awesome things about him, and he's way better than I even thought he would be. Like I said, just really enthusiastic, like players coach. That would be the best way to describe him. He's just a guy that seems like he's really invested a lot of his time in the guys, and the guys at Michigan, and that culture that he's going to build there is going to be special.
What were some of your favorite parts about the visit? I know you had a chance to really immerse yourself in the culture and meet with the coaching staff, but what are some things you got a chance to do around Ann Arbor, around the campus that, really caught your attention?
Yeah, I'm going to start with the food was unbelievable.
Nice.
That was one of the things that got me. We're going to all these. We went to 2 different spots, and I mean the food was really good, and so just Ann Arbor's a really awesome town. I didn't realize the cool talent it was. I mean it's got that college feel, but it's actually a little nicer than I thought it would be. And Michigan, I mean, it's beautiful. There's golf courses, and it's a really cool place.
Awesome. So I know a big part of this story as well is the fact that you had a chance to talk to JJ McCarthy. Your parents had a chance to talk to his parents. Just tell me a little bit about connecting with the McCarthys.
Yeah, they were really a huge piece in my decision. Just hearing like what JJ went through when he was at Michigan, and how what Coach Harbaugh and Coach Moore and Coach Campbell did to develop him and push him to be the best, to be the player he was, and to push the best out of him. And the Michigan really brought the excellence out of JJ, and he was just telling me about all the stuff they did, and that's definitely something that I'm just really excited to be a part of when I go there, and just be challenged every single day to be the best player I can be.
So he's not the only Michigan quarterback, I guess, that recruited you. Carter Smith, I know, was developing a friendship with you. When I went down to Florida to meet with you last month, I was actually giving your dad his dad's number, and I know Carter had developed a friendship with you at the Elite 11 regional in Orlando. Just talk a little bit about bonding with Carter, and how impressive it is that a guy that's committed is recruiting the quarterback coming in behind him.
Yeah, the biggest thing is just like you want to be surrounded by guys that love to compete. And Carter seems like the guy that he wants to compete, and he's not afraid of competition. And those are the type of guys you want in your room. You want to be able to have a friendship and still push each other and compete with each other for the starting job and push each other to be the best. And I'm really excited to keep further my relationship with Carter, and maybe go do a little fishing with him and here in Florida, and then and get up to Ann Arbor and keep building the class for the years to come.
Awesome. So, you and Carter are two complete different types of quarterbacks. He's more of a runner and a guy that has a really strong arm. You're a very tall, athletic pocket passer, really developed as a pure passer. Just talk a little bit more about your game. I feel like Michigan fans are kind of familiar with what Carter does. Talk a little bit about what you do well on the field.
Yeah, like you said, just an athletic pocket passer that understands the game and has a love for it. And I'm blessed to have some really good coaches that teach me to understand different types of throws. And so just athletic pocket passer that can anticipate and make throws all over the field. And but the biggest thing is I'm a competitor. When those lights come on and when I'm out on the field, I'm going to give it my all to come out with a win.
How do you see yourself fitting into Michigan's Prostyle offense, especially after you had a chance to break down film with Coach Campbell?
Oh, yeah, I think I'm going to fit in great with it. Coach Campbell does a great job of how he uses formations and motions and stuff to get guys open and get guys free releases. And he's a really unique offense, and I'm stoked to play in it.
Awesome. So I know you're leading the 2026 class now, which you mentioned. You want to get more top talent. I was actually on the phone with Javian Mallory today, and he said he was at the 7-on-7 tournament that you were at when you committed. So he was pretty excited. So it seems like, it seems like 2026 recruits are really starting to notice or take notice of Michigan, especially after your commitment. Just talk a little bit about taking pride in being the leader, being the quarterback, and being that first commit in the 26 class.
Yeah, so it's huge to be like that. It takes a little bit for that class to get started, and it's huge to have the quarterback. The quarterback's is a big piece in the class, obviously, and it's really encouraging, I'm sure, for other guys to look at that, like, hey, the guy that's going to be leading the team in this, like, he's on board. He's all in. And I think it's really encouraging for those guys to see that like I believe that there's great things to be done at Michigan, and I'm going to do everything I can to explain to those guys and recruit those guys to show them the special things at Michigan.
Who are some guys you're already recruiting?
So the biggest thing is, so I'm recruiting, obviously Javian Mallory, and there's some offensive linemen that just were at Michigan the other day, and I'm going to be at the barbecue end of July. And Coach Campbell said there's going to be a bunch of players there, and I can't wait to build some relationships with those guys, and really just show them. And the biggest thing is build the relationship. You want to be around a bunch of guys you like, and just keep building that class for that 26.
Awesome. Let's talk a little bit about you really quick. So you actually have a baseball background. Your father played in the MLB, which is something that gets brought up a lot. At what point did you know that football was going to be your sport and you weren't going to follow in your dad's footsteps?
Yeah. So obviously I love baseball, and it's a really fun sport. But when I transferred schools, obviously quarterback's it's a really technical position, and playing multiple sports when it starts to get really serious and like you're starting to become a professional. Obviously when you start to go along this process and preparing for college, it's super important to be specific and have a lot of attention to detail, and be super your process super thought out with how you train and all that stuff. And playing two sports I can already see it starting to be a lot. and to start to hurt my time and my the time I put into quarterback was kind of taking off baseball, and the time I was putting into baseball was taking off me being the best quarterback I could be. So I decided that I loved playing baseball, but it was something I needed to give up to be the best quarterback I can be.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I was talking to your trainer, Balin Trujillo, and he was telling me about how much you dedicated yourself to football. So I was kind of curious just a little bit about your athletic background. Also curious about your personality in general, as people can see here. You know, you're a happy guy, excited to lead the class and everything.
Always.
But just, yeah, talk a little bit more about yourself away from the field. Like, what is Brady Hart really like?
I mean, like you said, I mean, you wake up every single day, and you have a choice to be like this enthusiastic, exciting, positive personality, or you can be this downer, this guy that's always negative. And I try to wake up every day to be this positive guy, this light to those around me, and just I think that comes a lot to my faith in my faith in Jesus, and my and just like that's a huge piece in who I am. And I think it's super important to explain that to other people, that's who I am, and I'm going to be this positive guy that's going to influence others and be part of the impact that's bigger than myself.
Awesome, Brady. So we have a few questions from the fans over at the Fort, which again, you can find us over at the Wolverine.com. Use that promo code UM1, get 2 months of premium access for $1. So it looks like there's quite a few questions. I'm not going to ask you all of these since I already asked you quite a bit. But let's go with Jamar 1123. Who were you named after? Were your parents closet Michigan fans? Because
that is a great question. So I think my mom, so obviously with Tom Brady playing and all that, she definitely got Brady from that, and she had a friend named Brady too. So so she liked the name, but there's no guy I'm specifically named after, but Brady's a pretty sweet name for a Michigan quarterback, that's for sure.
No, it definitely is. So FND17 says, what are you currently focused on improving between now and your junior season?
Yeah, so the biggest thing for me is the mental side of the game, just understanding reads and how I go through my progression. And if you obviously that will never stop. You can always get better with how you go through your reads and understanding defenses and coverages. But yeah, that's a huge thing. And my pocket presence, just working on pocket movement, and you want to be this really tall, calm, relaxed quarterback in the pocket, and that's something I'm working on too.
Scam Web says, how does Michigan's facilities and support staff compare to some of the other schools that you had a chance to see on your visit tour?
Yeah, the facilities are, I mean, top notch. I mean, the facilities are amazing, but at the end of the day, every school has great facilities. Every school has these training rooms and sleep rooms and recovery places, and they have these nutrition centers and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, it comes down to the guys in the building, and that's something that set Michigan apart.
Awesome. Most of these other questions are about Ohio State, so we will avoid those and get into some fun questions. All right, Brady, I'm going to do a rapid fire at you. You can just give me your quick answers, all right? It's going to be 5 fun questions. 1,
okay.
Favorite food.
What'd you say?
Favorite food.
Seafood.
Seafood. Okay, you have to give me a type of sea. Like you do.
I like fish tacos.
Fish tacos. All right, great. Favorite movie.
Favorite movie. That is a tough one. Have you seen When the Game Stands Tall?
Yes, I actually have. Many years ago. Yeah. Look at Brady going with a football movie. There you go.
How about that?
Favorite athlete.
Favorite athlete. I'll have to go with Tom Brady. Just the way he navigated through all the hardships in his life, and always pushed through, and was the best version of himself.
Well, you went with a Michigan man, so I'm
Oh yeah,
sure.
Michigan man. He's got a good name too. Really good last name.
Yeah, really good name. Let's go with dream vacation. Where would you go? Anywhere in the world?
Dream vacation. I would probably go. Oh, this is so tough. There's a lot of places I would like to go. It would probably be somewhere in Australia. I like to do like all sorts of fishing and spearfishing and free diving. So I'd probably go dive and spearfish some reefs in Australia.
Man, you and Carter are going to be best friends. You guys.
I know. How about
that? Last one here. Biggest fear.
Biggest fear. Oh, geez. I hate snakes. Snakes are so bad. Like, they're so scary. The snakes are the worst.
But you want to go to Australia, man. I thought you were an outdoor guy.
Snakes are bad. Anything but snake. I don't mind sharks. I don't mind spiders, but snakes are bad.
Nah,
snakes
man. For me, it's bees. Today, my wife asked me to kill a wasp in her office, and I was like, "Please, no." I was going in there, like, so.
You just got to be like you just go. You tell your wife, you're like, you got to do it. Here's the wasp killer. It's all you.
Oh man, yeah, it was a little scary there, but no, Brady, thanks for your time, man. Anything else you want to add? Anything you want to tell the Michigan fans out there?
The biggest thing is I'm just super excited for this next journey in my life and the Michigan program and Michigan football, and I'm just going to say I'm excited and thankful for this opportunity, and go Blue.
Awesome. Thank you, Brady. And thank you all for watching tonight's episode of the Michigan Recruiting Report. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel for free. Head over to thewolverine.com. Use that promo code UM1 for $1 for 2 months. And we'll see you guys next week.